Before hospitals existed, plants saved lives. And they still do. 1 in 4 medicines on Earth traces back to a plant. Today we're looking at 5 plants that literally changed medicine forever. Plant number 1, Theobroma cacao. The name literally means food of the gods. And once you hear what it does to your body, you'll understand why. Cacao is native to the Amazon basin, and it's been used as medicine for over 3,000 years. Long before it became chocolate, the Aztecs and Maya were using it to treat heart problems, fatigue, and infections. It contains a compound called theobromine, and theobromine relaxes blood vessels and lowers blood pressure. It was used in 19th century heart medicine before pharmaceutical companies had better options. Then there are the flavonoids. Studies show they increase blood flow to the brain, a 30% improvement in memory and reaction time. Here's a wild fact. Cacao contains anandamide, the bliss molecule. It's found naturally in only 2 places on Earth: cacao and human breast milk. And this one will surprise you. Theobromine actually hardens tooth enamel better than fluoride. Pharmaceutical companies are now studying cacao-based toothpaste. The thing we thought was bad for teeth might actually protect them. Quiz time! Question: which compound in cacao is found only in one other place in nature? Human breast milk? Is it A. Theobromine, B. Flavonoids, C. Anandamide, D. Phenylethyla? The answer is C. Anandamide, the bliss molecule. It exists naturally in only 2 places, cacao and human breast milk. It binds to the same brain receptors as cannabinoids, producing calm and mood elevation. Plant number 2, Echinacea purpurea, a purple prairie flower from the Great Plains of North America. Native Americans used Echinacea for over 400 years before Western medicine even knew it existed, treating snake bites, infections, and wounds. The knowledge was there long before the science. So what does the science actually say? Echinacea boosts T-cell production by up to 58%. Your immune system working harder, faster. It reduces the duration of the common cold by 1.4 days and severity by 23%, backed by over 300 clinical studies. Not folk medicine, real peer-reviewed research. Here is the molecular reason. Alkylamides in Echinacea bind to cannabinoid receptors, the same receptors targeted by pharmaceutical anti-inflammatory drugs. Nature figured this out first. And the polysaccharides activate macrophages, your immune system's first responders, within 30 minutes of ingestion. Echinacea is the best-selling herbal supplement in the U.S. $130 million per year in sales. The science backs it up. Quiz time. How do Echinacea's alkylamides reduce inflammation? What receptors do they target? Is it A. Serotonin receptors in the gut, AG, cannabinoid receptors, the same as anti-inflammatory drug C, opioid receptors in the spinal cord, histamine receptors in blood vessels? The answer is B. Cannabinoid receptors. Alkylamides bind directly to CB1 and CB2 receptors, the exact same receptors targeted by pharmaceutical anti-inflammatories, but from a completely natural source. Plant number 3 might be the most historically important plant on this entire list. Cinchona officinalis, the fever tree from the Andes Mountains of Peru. Quinine, extracted from cinchona bark, was the only effective malaria treatment for 300 years. 300 years. It saved hundreds of millions of lives. Here's the timeline. In the 1630s, Jesuit missionaries in Peru discovered the bark cured fever. By 1820, French chemists isolated quinine from the bark. In the 1850s, the British Empire mass-planted cinchona trees so their soldiers could survive the tropics. And here's a fact you can use at dinner. Tonic water contains quinine. British soldiers in India had to drink it as medicine, but it tasted bitter. So they mixed it with gin to make it drinkable. That is literally where gin and tonic came from. Quinine works by interfering with the malaria parasite's ability to digest hemoglobin. It poisons the parasite from inside your red blood cells. By 1944, chemists synthesized chloroquine, modeled directly on quinine's structure. And today, malaria still kills 600,000 people per year. In drug-resistant strains, doctors still turn to quinine-based treatments. Quiz time. Why does quinine kill the malaria parasite but not human cells? Is it A, it raises body temperature above what the parasite can survive? Psi, it interferes with the parasite's ability to digest hemoglobin, poisoning it from inside C. It blocks the parasite's reproductive cycle in the liver D. It hardens red blood cells so the parasite cannot enter them. The answer is B. Malaria parasites digest hemoglobin and produce toxic heme as a byproduct. They normally convert heme into harmless hemozoin. Quinine blocks that conversion. Toxic heme builds up and kills the parasite. Human cells do not use this process at all. Plant number 4, Hamamelis virginiana, witch hazel. And this one is probably already in your medicine cabinet. You just might not know it. Witch hazel is native to the forests of eastern North America, and the Iroquois people were using it medicinally for centuries before European settlers arrived. Today, there are over 100 FDA-approved pharmaceutical products that contain witch hazel extract. It is in hospital prep pads used worldwide. The proven medical uses: hemorrhoid treatment, surgical skin preparation, eczema relief, bruise healing, anti-acne toner, and post-surgery care. Here is why it works. Tannins in witch hazel constrict blood vessels and tissue. It acts as a natural anti-inflammatory that can be more potent than many lab-made drugs. The most exciting research is around a compound called hamamelatonin. It triggers apoptosis, is programmed cell death, in cancer cells, without harming healthy tissue. That research is actively ongoing, and one final fact: witch hazel is the only North American plant that blooms in the middle of winter. January, when everything else is dead. Native tribes called it the winter plant. Quiz time. What makes hamamelatonin from witch hazel remarkable in cancer research? Is it A, it prevents cancer cells from dividing; B, it triggers apoptosis in cancer cells without harming healthy cells; C, it blocks blood vessels that feed tumors; D, it boosts the immune system to attack tumors? The answer is B. Hamamelatonin selectively triggers programmed cell death in cancer cells while leaving healthy cells unharmed. That selectivity is exactly what researchers look for. It is currently under active pharmaceutical study. Our final plant, Vaccinium macrocarpon, the cranberry, one of only 3 fruits native to North America, and one of the most underestimated medicines in your grocery store. Most people know cranberry juice helps with UTIs. But here is what is actually happening at the molecular level, and it is brilliant. Cranberries contain compounds called proanthocyanidins, or PACs. These PACs stop E. coli bacteria from gripping the walls of your bladder. No grip, no infection, no antibiotics needed. That is a 36% reduction in UTI recurrence. Here is what makes cranberry completely unique. It contains A-type PACs. That specific molecular structure is found only in cranberries, not in any other berry. It is the molecular key that blocks bacteria. Cranberry polyphenols also reduce LDL oxidation by 40%, the same mechanism as expensive statin drugs, but in a fruit, and the anti-adhesion property does not stop at your bladder. Cranberry compounds prevent dental plaque from sticking to teeth, using the exact same mechanism. The molecular key that protects your urinary tract also protects your mouth. Last quiz. How do cranberry packs prevent UTIs without antibiotics? Is it A, they kill E. coli bacteria directly with acidic compounds? B, they prevent E. coli from gripping bladder walls, no grip, no infection? C, they make urine too acidic for bacteria to survive? D, they stimulate the immune system to attack bacteria faster? The answer is B. A-type PACs block the tiny hair-like fimbriae that E. coli uses to grip bladder wall cells. Without grip, bacteria are simply flushed out in urine. No antibiotics, no drug resistance. 5 plants. Thousands of years of history. Hundreds of millions of lives saved. Cacao, the food of the gods that protects your heart and brain. Echinacea, the prairie flower that supercharges your immune system. Cinchona, the fever tree that defeated malaria. Witch hazel, the winter plant in hospital prep pads worldwide. Cranberry and bower, the berry with a molecular lock that stops bacteria cold. 1 in 4 medicines on Earth traces back to a plant. The rainforest, the prairie, the Andes, the forest, the bog, all holding cures we are still discovering. If you found this interesting, subscribe to Mind Orbit for new science videos every week. Drop a comment. Which plant surprised you the most? See you in the next one.